see sometimes, and it takes longer than I expect. All right, so we're going to look into renovations types of questions where you have to calculate the cost of completing that project. And so I'm going to start us off with just painting a room and doing the carpets, and then we're going to go into more complex. So we're going to use what we've learned and apply it to word problems. Okay, so a rectangular room measures, has the following measurements, right? So length and width right there. The ceilings are 8 feet high. You've been hired to replace the carpet and repaint the walls and ceiling. Okay, so you're going to repaint the walls and ceiling, and you're going to replace the carpet. Okay, the new carpet costs $350 plus taxes per 9 square foot. I apologize, that typo. It's supposed to be square foot, right? And then it tells us that 1 can of paint covers 120 square feet and costs $32.89 plus tax. So that means that at the end of the day, we're going to have to add taxes to everything. Okay. Calculate the grand total for these renovations, including taxes. Okay. And it says draw a diagram, so we're just going to do the best I can. Okay, I'm not really good at drawing, but I'm going to try to draw a room the best I can. Okay, so I'm going to start like this. This is my floor. I kind of slant it a little bit. And there are my, look at that, it's not bad. And we're going to label the dimensions. And I do this on purpose. It's not going to be very common. The dimensions are very, very weird, aren't they? Look at a rectangular room measures 144 inches by 6 yards and 2 feet. Like, that's totally not standard, right? What are my costs when it comes to buying material? What do they all mention? They mention feet, right? You notice that? Square feet there, and the can of paint covers square feet. So we're going to convert this real quick just up here. Okay, so 144 inches, and we're just going to say that 1 foot has 12 inches. Right, it cancels out, so it's really 144 divided by 12. So that's 12 feet. Boom, we're done that. 6 yards and 2 feet, what's up with that? I'm just going to convert the yards to feet, and then we're going to add these two measurements up to get a total of just in feet, right? So 6 yards times 1 yard has 3 feet. Cancel, cancel. 6 times 3 is 18 feet. We're going to add the 2 feet that we had, so that's 20 feet. I'm going to highlight those two, because now I have my dimensions of the room in 12 by 20, okay? 12 by 20. So I'm going to say that this is 12, this is 20, and the height we're told is 8 feet, right? The ceiling is, or from the floor to the ceiling is 8 feet. So I have length, width, and height of this room. It's rectangular. It's pretty straightforward there. So I'm going to, what should I do first? I will maybe do carpets first. So be smart with using your space, right? So I'm going to kind of just focus on carpets here. And the carpet obviously is just the floor, correct? So I just need the area of the floor, which is just 12 times 20. I'm just going to assume you understand that that's a rectangle. And so the area of the floor is 240 square feet. Okay. So that's I'm going to go step number 1 here. I figured out how much do I need to cover with the carpet, first of all, based on the dimensions of the room. This is where a lot of students want to jump straight into finding the cost, right? But you can't, because carpet comes, it's almost like assumed that it comes in boxes that cover 9 square feet. Can you rip open a box at the store and walk off with a little bit in it? Can't do that, right? So we're going to do this. Rolls required. We're going to figure out how many rolls are required, and we're going to use proportional reasoning. If one roll covers 9 square feet, where did I get this from? Right? This rate right here came from up here. That one roll covers 9 square feet. Okay? And then we're going to ask ourselves, how many rolls will we need to cover how much? 240 square feet. That came from here. Okay? You cross multiply and divide, so you go cross multiply, divide. That's 240 times 1 divided by 9 in a sense. 240 divided by 9 is, watch this, 26.66, and it keeps going. You can't buy that many, can you? We're going to say approximately 27. In this case, you got to buy more, right, to have enough. So you're going to have some leftovers rolls. You need to buy 27 rolls. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's when you figure out the cost. Cost is 27 rolls times, and we are told it's 350 plus tax. It's so not realistic, this price. I just have to say, I should have changed it. Carpet is way more expensive than that. Maybe in the 80s, this was the price. But anyways, 27 times 350. I think you can follow along. So I'm just going to give you the cost there, 94.50. Okay. I'm not going to worry about taxes just yet. Just put it there. Carpet is done. I kind of know how much I'm going to spend there. Taxes later. I do later. Okay. I don't do it right away. Next, I'm going to cut this here. And now I have to do paint. Those are the two things that we're doing in this particular project. It will vary. First of all, I'm going to figure out the area that I need to paint. You're with me, right? I'm not the teacher making you fall asleep, I hope, right? Surface area. Am I painting the ceiling? Yes, right? It says it right here. Repaint the walls and ceiling. Sorry, there, up here. I'm not painting the floor, right? So I have to go length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. So notice that both of these have the height there, which means these are like the sides, right? You've got 4 walls in total, and this is your ceilings, so to speak, right? So I just need to make sure you understand that. So then we just go here, length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. Oh, my height is 8, not 8. Okay. Surface area is therefore, let me just cut to the chase here. It's, I'm just going to say 752 square feet. This would be fairly simple to just type in all in one shot. And some of you probably just do it in your heads, right? So that's what I need to cover. How many coats? Because that's the coats would happen now. Doesn't say anything, does it? So we're assuming 1 coat. So it's almost like this is going to be irrelevant, but I'm going to go times 1 coat. That way you know next time if it does mention 2, 3, or whatever coats, you know you're going to do this step, right? So I'm going to park that there. Then I'm going to figure out the cost. Step back. Mr. Dirksen said don't jump to the cost. I need to figure out how many cans in the first place. So then I need another highlighter, green. Okay, I'm going to go up here and it tells me that one can covers that much, right? One can covers 120, so one can covers 120 square feet. I kind of overdid it with the green there, sorry. I highlighted cost, but whatever, it's okay. So there's that one can, and then X number of cans is going to be required to fill in or to paint 752 square feet worth of walls, right? Cross, multiply, and divide. X is 752 times 1 divided by 120. I'm going by the key here, otherwise it takes a little bit too long. I need approximately 7 cans, right? Some questions are going to tell you just to make sure carpet is sufficient, we're going to buy 10% more than the absolute requirement. So instead of 240, we would add 10% to that just to make sure we have enough carpet, right? I once built my patio and with bricks, right? So I measured exactly. So I go to the store, I buy my bricks, and they give me like a couple hundred bricks, and I build a thing, and I'm short 4, right? And it sucks, right? You got to go back, and so it's actually smart to go over by a little bit, have a few extra. Even the carpet, if you have a little bit extra, you can always do something with it, right? So 7 cans required. At this point, you go cost, and it's 7 times 32.89. That's a bit more realistic. 7 times that is 230.23. Sorry, there. Please let me know if you can't see. Because you're the first group, I have to actually redo my whole booklet, my whole notes to make sure it fits, because it wouldn't fit if I didn't redo this. Okay, so we've got, I'm gonna kind of wiggle, right, wiggly line under this, because this and this in this particular case combined gives me the total cost of this rental. So watch this. Total is, careful here, I'm gonna go 94.50 plus 230.23. Yikes, this is gonna be tight. Times what? Shortcut. 1.12. 1.12. Why? Taxes are in this province, if you pay both taxes, it's 12%, 7 and 5. I'll give you more on this later. But you go times 1.12. What it does, it will take the subtotal, add the 12% to it, and give you the final amount. That's a shortcut to find taxes. Okay. So I'm just going to give you here that this is 363.70 grand total. That is your final amount to renovate this place. What strikes you as odd about this room? How do you get into the room? There's a door, right? So right now we're painting everything. You should probably have a window, I hope, right? Not there, right? So what would we do with those things up here? Remember when we did this? We would subtract, if there's a window, subtract it. If there's a door, subtract the area of the door, and so forth. So you gotta kind of be ready for that. And I would like you to try, I'm going to give you the answer here for this bottom one. It is like that. So in brackets, write down the answer. 487.99. Write that down, because I'm gonna step it up a notch, guys. I know your brain is probably saying, slow down, slow down. And I am a little bit tempted to push the test to Tuesday. I am just a little bit tempted to do that. It's gonna maybe bite us later, but we'll see how it goes after today. I'll let you know tomorrow. Do you mind postponing it? You mind or you don't mind? Okay. Look at how long this, I mean, obviously I'm explaining it, but this took me, based on the video, 15 minutes, right? So probably without talking 10. So kind of know a question like this um, just requires a lot of thinking, okay? Let's keep going here. Keep going, keep going. So you're gonna try that example B, all right? Then go to page 27. And now we're gonna do projects, okay? And I need you to find some time, sit down and try some of these that I'm gonna do one today, and then I'm gonna have to ask you to sit down and try these, okay? So before we jump in, I want to give you some tips here. On 27 here, helpful tips, okay? When it comes to projects, because they kind of get pretty long, okay? I would say this: convert measurements as needed, right? So basically scan first. Scan your question, highlight, oh, yards, feet, what's going on here? I need to maybe do some converting, okay? Then I will ask you to determine area, surface area, or volume to be covered, excavated, or filled. And trust me, everything is connected. Everything we have done up until this point, the concept that I have mentioned, they come in here, right? So it's not like it's like boom. It's like no. It's we're building, right? You needed to know how to do surface areas, even if there's a hole in it, to come up with the surface area, right? I will also say this: before calculating costs, okay, determine how many boxes, rolls, cans, cubic yards, etc. you need to purchase. So don't jump to the cost right away. Most of the time, you're going to have to stop before you do that. Add taxes at the end. I will say this: it's 12% on materials. That's GST is 5% plus PST is 7%. And 5% on services. That's just GST. Sorry, GST. Like if you, I don't know, did you ever get like your carpets cleaned or somebody cleaning the ducts in your home, like the HVAC? That's all 5%. Like that's a service. That's only 5%. You only pay GST on that. And I will tell you that quite plainly in the question, so you don't have to guess. But just so you know, recall, this is very important, that the volume is area of base. Yeah. They have gone down by 1%. Oh, then I'm very happy to hear that. I just haven't heard it. I just heard that Monday was about to be a holiday. Did you hear that? and then the province decided that schools stay open. So it was going to be a day of mourning for the Queen, but they decided not to go with it. Was on my way back from work. Breaking news. I'm like, no, I want the day off. For you, it's off anyways, right? It's an in-service. You still have to come here. Okay. I'm gonna jump in. I have to say I should have given you more room and the questions that are about to you're about to see, but I apologize for that. So we're gonna jump to 30. 30 is that's a classic, okay? And Miss Yosik stole this question. It's actually an old provincial exam question. You don't have provincial exams anymore, but this would be the type of question that you could have expected under design and measurement. Got it? This would be like the long question. Some very short ones, and this one is like the grand finale for design and measurement. Okay, so here we go. Let's read and highlight. The Yosiks would like to build a small fish pond with surrounding flower garden on their backyard. The design is pictured below. So there's a house, and it's 12 feet away from the house. So there's a pond and the garden. Make sure you write things down. Okay. The pond will be in the shape of a hemisphere. Uh-oh. Okay. Keywords. Pond is a hemisphere. Half of a sphere. Plastic liner must be installed. The pond must be excavated before the liner is placed. So the pond has to be excavated before the liner will be put in. The liner is just like a fabric, right? It's almost like a thin layer that you put in that keeps the water inside. The garden will not be excavated, but watch this. The garden has a 4-inch deep layer of topsoil added. Hold it. 4 inches deep. What does that mean? As soon as you have depth, that's volume, right? The pond liner and water pump will cost $150 altogether. That's important. I will switch over to a different highlighter maybe here. Soil is sold, right? Sold in bags of 2 cubic feet, right? And each bag costs $6.99. Excavation costs $125 per cubic yard. All items must be purchased in whole units. That's very important. Okay. And I don't know, I just figured things are connected here. I don't know if you see that, but the excavation, right? The excavation is kind of connected to that. The soil is connected to that bullet right there. So you kind of should make some connections here and there to figure out. And most of the time, I promise you that this will be like an ABCD kind of scenario. I won't say, good luck, find the total cost. Like I will kind of guide you through it. Because I don't know, it's tough to just jump right in. Okay, so here we go. Let's do some determining of different dimensions here. So this is 6 feet. So the radius is 3 feet. I like to write that down right on top. What's the radius of the big circle? Think, yeah. Think. It's 5, right? Because from here to here it's 3, right? From here to here is 3, and another 2, that's 5. So even I had to think on this one. Took me a little while. So 5 and 3, we got that. So big circle, big R, lowercase r. That's kind of how I differentiate if I can. Okay. So determine the cost to excavate. think I only have 5 minutes. So I'm gonna try my best here to do most of it, and then you'll take over. Okay. The cost to excavate the pond, not including taxes. So we're gonna not worry about taxes. So A, write this down. What shape is the pond again? Hemisphere. What are we gonna calculate? Surface area or volume? Volume, because we're taking out, we're excavating. So it's volume. So volume of Hemi, right? What was the formula again? 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. You should stop me right now. This is a full sphere. Yeah, it's actually 2. So I'm going to go like this, 2. It's half of it. You look in your notes, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Volume will be 2 pi r cubed divided by 3. And I get 56.54, and that keeps going. What units am I in? Look up top. I'm in feet, correct? What do I want my units to be in? Yards. Do you see that? Like it costs the charges per cubic yard. So watch this. I will already give you this. This is in your notes. 1 cubic yard is 27 cubic feet. This is, if you can put this on your study sheet, it's going to save you a lot of time. 1 cubic yard is 27 cubic feet. Put that down. It's in your notes, I think, from day 1. Okay. So you basically divide this. So the volume is 2.094 something cubic yards. This is actually fairly easy to figure out the cost. How many cubic yards am I going to have to pay for to the company that's excavating? You wish. You have to go the third, because when they do the math, they're like, well, hey, your pond is above 2 yards, so we're going to charge you for 3 cubic yards. So in this case, it's very easy to figure out. So approximately 3 cubic yards. Cost is 3 cubic yards times, what is it again? 125, right? 125. Cost is 3 times 125, which is 375. That's it. B. I hope you understand why I rounded it to 3. You have to pay for the extra, okay? Determine the cost of soil to build the garden, not including taxes. I think I'm going to pause here because that's a bit more, I want to take time to explain that. So your homework, guys, hold on, don't pack. Dun, 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 right? I want you to try on page 23, right? You circle that one, you're going to try that one, okay? Then you're also going to try pages 24 and 25, okay? Pages 24, so homework is page 24 to 25. Actually, I think it goes, there's one little piece on 26. Also some Reno questions, okay? And I will post the answer key to this. So basically, the one question on 23, 24, 25. Try to do at least half of this, at least half, if not all of it, right? I think I will do a reno AC tomorrow. One room, figuring out the cost of renovating it. Okay.